Coming up, we will speak with Camelia Chan, founder and CEO of Singaporean NAND flash storage company Flexxon, about its new deal with Chinese PC maker Lenovo and how it's dealing with cybersecurity threats. We're back in 2 minutes. Welcome back. As the COVID-19 pandemic forces companies to make working from home a new normal, cybersecurity threats continue to grow in scale and in intelligence. To meet those new challenges, Singapore-based Flexxon has signed a deal with Lenovo to make the world's first laptops that have cybersecurity at a firmware level. Let's talk more about this in detail with Camelia Chan, founder and CEO of Flexxon. She joins us from Singapore. Camelia, great to see you and thank you. And let's start with this deal with Lenovo, and you're deploying artificial intelligence into solid-state drives to fend off cyber attacks. Just explain to us in layman's terms how it works and how effective it could be.
Okay, this is a very exciting collaboration with Lenovo, and we actually launched this X-phy in April this year, a product which we have been developing even before the COVID hit. The X-phy solid-state drive, the SSD, is a standalone AI-embedded SSD with added hardware sensors that can detect any anomalous activities in real time based on the read and write data access pattern. So it just functions like a computer within your computer that provides 3I protection: intelligence, intuitive, and immediate protection. Our Singapore Foreign Minister, who was then also the minister in charge of our Smart Nation initiative, Dr. Vivian Balakrishnan, attended our launch event. So one of the interesting statements that shared during that day is, today, if you are still depending on the signatures-based software, you are almost not protected at all. So what he really pointed out relates to us. The current cybersecurity solution solely rely on software approach that require constant updating. And at the same time, you are actually dealing with the changing external environment. Once you fix one issue, that could potentially create one and another at the same time. In opposite, look at our X-phy solution. We work in the internal protocol environment where there's no threat is invincible to us. So all the incoming and outgoing of the data, it will be checked in real time to ensure zero trust security framework.
Camelia, so if I'm your client and if I come to you and I've got terabytes of data that I need protecting, and I deploy this AI-infused SSD technology, then what sort of efficacy rates are we talking about here in terms of protection that you can offer me?
So as what I had explained earlier, our X-phy is act as a last line of defense with a design in architecture with zero trust security framework. So the efficacy is 100%. There's no threat is invincible to us.
And if we were to look at the threats in terms of bad actors, Camelia, are they governments? Are they cyber criminals? Are they all of the above? And how sophisticated are these attacks getting and are going to get?
I mean, first of all, the global pandemic has really made a profound impact to the world. It changed the world we live today. And COVID-19 has accelerated the digitalization. At the same time, it enlarged the surface of attack to the organization, which opened up the room and opportunities for the hackers. Like you say, work from home arrangement become a new norm, and the employees are more vulnerable now. So, secondly, I think that this game is totally biased towards the hackers. They can attempt their attack and fail millions times, but as long as they just need to be right once, they will be incentivized with a lucrative returns. So this game is totally unfair games. And in opposite, for normal user like us, we have to ensure 100% protection at all times with zero mistake. Besides that, hackers, they are not just evolving their hacking techniques at a rapid pace. At the same time, they even improve their ecosystem and transform the business model. For instances like ransomware as a service to synergize their technologies and efforts to minimize the resources and maximize the return. So that's why I think that the cybercrime are increasing and out of hand now.
Camelia, can you tell me to what degree your technology can be scaled up so that it's part of the national cybersecurity strategy for governments? Because one thing is very clear, infrastructure, critical infrastructure, when you look at the Colonial Pipeline attack, is a target and is vulnerable.
So this is why we announced the exciting partnership with Lenovo. So with our X-phy SSD with housed within the Lenovo ThinkPad laptops, it can roll out faster. And given the ever-evolving cybercrime landscape today, both Flexxon and Lenovo share the same visions of helping to make the digital world a safer place for all. I mean, going together with Lenovo ThinkPad to create the world's first cybersecurity laptop series, this is the first step towards reshaping the perception and making cybersecurity the new norm globally. And I would think that as long as you are part of the digital ecosystem, for all the digital system, citizens like us, everyone will need such a robust cybersecurity solution, which is in the firmware and hardware parameter.
Camelia, we'll leave it there. A great conversation. Thank you very much indeed for talking us through this new technology and what is a very challenging landscape in terms of cybersecurity. Camelia Chan there, CEO of Flexxon. Thank you. In other stories we're following, India's Bharti